Paid for by Marjan, Philhour for Supervisor 2020. Financial disclosures are available at sfethics.org. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today with Jane Willson, who is not just the owner, but the creative mastermind behind Jane Consignment on Clement. I love Jane's pieces. She's got the most amazing eye, and there are just always so many treasures in the shop. And while we can't actually get out of our homes and go shopping, I thought that Jane, who is in the shop right now, so we can kind of see your wares in the background. I just thought it would be so great to talk to Jane about how she came to really build this amazing heart in our community. She's been there for over 19 years, but prior to that, Jane, you were featured as a singer on a cruise ship, traveling the world. So how do you think that's impacted your style and what you choose to consign?
Well, Marjan, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I was very fortunate, and I got to see a lot of Southeast Asia and on the other side of the world, Russia. And I think I've just been drawn to color because the colors in the South Pacific were so bold and so beautiful. And I like to have an eclectic blend in the store. Kimonos from Japan and skirts from Thailand. I even have a German Drendel in right now, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, it's fun to have a really mixed use store. So I have a little bit of everyday things as well as dressy things and high end as well.
And I think one of the great things about you and just the customer experience in your store is the time that you take personally, with each guest that enters your store, to kind of get to know them and figure out what pieces they may like. And you always know what's just come in, and if you had two of something that, what might look good on someone. And I guess, that's probably why you were just so great and social on the cruise, but now we're all benefiting from that with you as a local business owner, and you're just kind of brightening up all of our days with these wonderful pieces.
Oh, thank you, Marjan. That's very, very sweet of you. I do feel like it is a real community here, and because I've watched women with their children come in and then their kids become customers. And if I may, I'll tell one quick story. It's my favorite story.
Yeah, no, that's what we want to
hear. And that is that a woman stopped in one day and she was holding a toddler in her arms. And she said, "You remember that dress you sold me a few years ago for a very special date?" And I said, "Yeah, I kind of did." And she kind of nodded to the toddler in her arms and she said, "It was a huge success." So, that was great. So it feels wonderful to see those different generations, coming through the store.
Well, that must be very fulfilling. I mean, to have a store that you not only care about so much, but also that provides such a service to the neighborhood. I mean, we all like to feel good and special, and, aren't always going to be able to, go buy something full price. And you have some really high quality items that are really competitively priced and really make people feel special. And I think that's really important. I mean, especially now, like, so many of us barely get out of our pajama pants. We're stuck at home. And so how are you, like, what are some of the challenges that you faced as a sole proprietor now, trying to stay afloat during this crisis? And how do you think your experience has been different from other businesses?
Well, as a sole proprietor with no employees, we don't qualify for most of the grants. I've applied for so many, and most of them require one or two employees. We're sort of like lone wolves out here, but there are a lot of wonderful businesses run and operated by one person. I've applied for the SBA loan and grant program, haven't heard anything back. The $10,000 grant that they've been talking about, I found out recently, is $1,000 per employee. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to get that. I have applied for unemployment, although I also just learned today that April 28th is when they are going to have their system up for self-employed people. I went ahead and applied on the old system because I just couldn't wait anymore. But so it's going to be a while before we see anything from unemployment too. Although I will say it's wonderful that the government is doing that because we don't normally qualify unemployment. So it's like a lifeline out there, really.
Mm-hmm. And so how have you been coping with the day-to-day? Like, I know that you're able to showcase some of your items online on social media, and you have your
Mhm.
email list, and there's eBay, but what has that been like for your business, especially since, so much
Well,
experience being around you?
the few sales that I've made have helped out tremendously, as well as the gift cards that people have purchased. It has really been like another lifeline, really. Basically, I come into the store, several times a week and take pictures of things to list online. So take pictures, get things ready to ship that have sold. I spent a lot of time researching funding opportunities, which apparently aren't out there for us right now. So I will tell you, it's been really, really tough. I'm one of those people that's, I grew up on a farm in Kansas. I've been working since I was 14. So
Oh,
it's very unusual to try to generate revenue in creative ways.
mhm.
One of the things that I did was I put together goodie bags, and one of the goodie pouches that I offered included a cotton scarf and washable gloves and things like that that would be good for going out to protect yourself against COVID. And I've been making videos. I'm starting to make
Yeah,
videos so that I
yeah.
have a little bit more of a direct communication with my customers. And email is really the main way that I communicate with my customers and consigners. And they've been just wonderful. So I'm very appreciative of that.
So how else, I mean, I know you're still offering gift cards, how else
Mhm.
how can other residents and your customers and how can we support you during this time?
Well, the gift cards are probably one of the best ways, simply because it gives a little bit of cash infusion to help pay bills and things like that. And then when you come into shop, everything's already paid for. So you can
Yeah,
just have fun. It's
we'll
kind
just
of
work
like,
everything out. Yeah.
it's kind of like a win-win loan. It's like, here, let me loan you this money and I'll come back and get something fun. I am starting to work on putting a shopping cart on my website. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get that up, but I am working on that every day. I am putting things on eBay as well. And I'm going to try something new. I think I just thought of this yesterday, which is to have a stay-at-home fashion show. And so what I thought would be fun is that people could model things, or take pictures of things that they've already purchased at Jane Consignment
Mhm.
at home, or, even a picture from the past. And I thought that'd be kind of just a fun thing to do.
Yes, so I know you didn't just invite, I will do that. Sign me
Yeah.
up for the fashion show.
Yay.
Yeah,
I
and
would love
I
that.
can
Yeah.
already see some pieces behind you that I might be interested in. So figure out
Great.
like, if you're shipping, how to get those, and count me in for that. That would be so great. And I think
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
we don't know how long this is going to last, but we can stay connected through technology, whether it's email or Zoom video and, text. And I know you have like contactless payments that, are in compliance with the, shelter in place.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
And I do have, and again, this is all on my website, but my PayPal account, I'll just throw this in there, is Jane Consignment at Yahoo, which is also my email address if you're
wonderful.
interested in anything.
Yes.
Um, we are kind of falling through the cracks, a lot of us, that are sole proprietors. So it is so very helpful. I can't even begin to tell you. And I want to give a little shout out real quickly to our first responders, and not only healthcare workers, but people that are out there on the front lines, whether it's grocery store workers or people making takeout or the garbage collectors. I think we're all beginning to appreciate so much more now, that these people really make our city run, and
Absolutely.
they're on the front lines. And I also want to thank you, Marjan, for everything you're
Oh,
doing in the
no, thank
community. I
you.
mean, you've been helping provide meals with cassava and a lot of the other restaurants in the Balboa corridor, and just supporting small businesses in general. It's so important, and so I'm so grateful for it.
Well, I am grateful for you. We all are grateful for you. And we all, we run our small businesses. We're all living and thriving in this community. And despite the challenges that we're facing right now, I know we both believe that we'll get through this together. And it's a really challenging time, but we're being creative. You're being creative, and we support you. And I'm really looking forward to the fashion show.
Well, thank you so much. And
Yes, no, thank you for your time.
my parting words, I guess, are stay well and stay hopeful.
Yes, yes, stay hopeful, definitely. Thank you, Jane. I'll
Thank
see
you,
you at the fashion
Marjan.
show. We're going to do it. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.